Hello everyone. Today we are going to understand the principal construction and working of very versatile filter. The name of the filter is plate and frame filter press. Now first of all, let us try to understand some basic about the plate and frame filter press. The first information about plate and frame filter press is it is a pressure filter. Second, it operates in batch mode. It means if we consider the classification of filter on the basis of driving force, then this plate and frame filter press can be classified under the category of pressure filter. If we classify the filter on the basis of modes of operation, then this type of the filter is a batch filter because it operates in a batch mode. Third, it is named so due to its constructional features. It means this filter is made up of the combination of plate and frame arranged alternately, and in between plate and frame a filter medium is inserted, and therefore due to its constructional feature it is named as plate and frame filter press. There are essentially two ways in which the plate and frame filter press operates, or there are two types of the constructional features possible in case of the plate and frame filter press. It can be designed so as to facilitate thorough washing of cake So when it is designed for a thorough washing of the cake deposited, then in such case It consists of additional plate named as washing plate, and when so in this case it consists of, in such case it consists of non-washing plate frame and additional washing plate. Now this filter is also called as simply plate and frame filter or filter press or plate and frame filter press. Now let us see the constructional feature of plate and frame filter press. So first of all, let us consider what is the meaning of plate. So I will pictorially try to explain exactly what is plate. So it consists of a plate which is a solid. There are holes provided at the corner which acts as a part of a connecting channel through which the slurry can be passed further, or maybe a wash liquid can be passed further. Now at the diagonally opposite end, there is a outlet provided through which, if it is a closed type of plate and frame filter press, the filtrate which is obtained after passing through a filter cloth is collected in this, or there is an opening which connects to this particular filtrate collection channel. It is possible to have a closed channel where there will be only one single filtrate outlet to a entire plate and frame filter press assembly, or there may be an outlet provided to each and every plate if you are considering the open channel type of the plate and frame filter press. So this is basically a plate. These cross lines in a vertical and horizontal direction indicates that this inner portion is a solid and it is somewhat recessed, that means somewhat deep inside, and there are some elevated edges, and this forms the frames. Now there is the another component of the filter plate and frame filter press as per the name of this particular filter. So this is plate. Now what is a frame? Now if we take the meaning as per our knowledge of English, basically it's a somewhat maybe a rectangular or square form with borders. So now if you look at it, then it also has some holes. However, there is a fundamental difference between plate and frame. This particular frame is hollow, that means it is open, there is only a border like things, and the intermediate portion is not there. So there is no solid portion inside, it's simply a border or frame. Now there is one opening provided. Now through this opening, the slurry which is to be filtered can enter inside the hollow frame. However, it is important to understand that the plate has only outlet, whereas frame has only inlet. Now this outlet is for filtrate, so I can write it as it has a filtrate outlet, whereas it has the feed inlet. Now the feed is nothing but a slurry which is to be filtered. So this hole is opening inside the frame, and you can name it as a feed inlet or slurry inlet, and this is a filtrate outlet. Now this plate and frame filter is formed because of the combination of plate and frame arranged alternately, arranged alternately. Now whenever they are assembled, the simplest figure of their assembly is that they will be arranged like this. So externally, if you have a look at this, then you will see that the plates and frame are alternately arranged. They are pressed tightly with the help of some ram or some arrangement which assemble this plate and frame in a leak proof arrangement. Now in between this plate and frame, the filter cloth is inserted. Therefore, this particular is plate, this is frame, this is plate, frame, plate, frame, and plate. Say if the feed is entering from this end and if it is the last, then only one side of this plate is having a corrugations like this. Even one side of the last plate has a corrugation, that means on this side. Whereas this hollow frame is covered from the both the side with the help of filter cloth, and therefore this filter cloth has two functions. It facilitates the solid liquid separation, and therefore the cake is deposited in hollow portion of the frame, whereas the liquid which is present in a slurry passes through it and it exits from the outlet provided to a plate. So basically this filter cloth acts as a filter medium. At the same time, it also acts as a gasket. It also acts as a gasket, and therefore it provides the leak proof arrangement. And obviously, even though not shown over here, but there will be a channel like this, through which the filtrate slurry can be fed, and it will open only inside the frame, and the plate will have only outlet like this. So frame has inlet and plate has outlet, and this plate and frame are alternately arranged in a leak proof manner with the help of filter cloth inserted in between, and therefore it is known as plate and frame filter. Now externally, now I have mentioned here P, F, P, F, P, F. So you can understand P for plate, F for filter. But how to identify this externally? So in order to identify it externally, what you can do is there are some buttons which are casted at the top. Say for example, if there is a one button, then it is a plate. Then if there are two buttons, then it's a frame. Then one button, two button, one button, two button, one button, like this. Just by identifying the number of buttons, you can identify whether it is plate or whether it is a frame. So in this way, because of the combination of plate, frame and filter cloth arranged in a leak proof manner, the filtration chamber is formed, and when the slurry is fed through it, the solid liquid separation occurs. The solid is deposited inside as a cake, whereas the filtrate passes through the filter medium and exit from the opening which is provided to the plate. And because of this typical arrangement, this filter is known as plate and frame filter press. I hope you must have understood the construction of plate and frame filter press. So let us try to understand very simple cross-sectional view of plate and frame filter. So as discussed earlier, it consists of this plate, which is a solid, frame hollow, arranged alternately, and in between plate and frame the filter cloth is connected, and there are holes made to the filter cloth and plate and frame in a such a manner that they form the continuous channel. And even though not shown over here, but every plate will have the hole like this, so that through which the slurry can be fed to this particular hollow portion. Now, since it is a leak proof arrangement, the once the initial that cavity is filled, and if you continue to supply the slurry continuously with pressure, then because of that pressure, the liquid in a slurry passes through it like this, and now there is an arrangement like this where the holes are drilled from both the side of plate, and through this the filtrate enters, and this filtrate exit from a single outlet, filtrate outlet. The slurry is fed from the top channel. The filtrate, this slurry enters inside the frame, whereas the filtrate is collected into a common filtrate collection manifold, where the holes are drilled through the thickness of the plate so as to enter into a filtrate collection manifold. So in this way, with the help of the filter, the combination of plate, frame and filter cloth arranged in a leak proof manner, the filtration chamber is formed, and because of its typical constructional feature, this filter is known as plate and frame filter. This filter is known as plate and frame filter. Now there are some advantages. The advantage are simple to assemble. You can easily assemble plate and frame filter press. Second, ability to change filtration area by increasing or decreasing number of plates and frames. So in the same assembly, if you just change the opening number of plates and frame, it is possible to change the filtration area. However, there are some disadvantages also. The disadvantage of this plate and frame filter press is basically the labor requirement is more, because so there are some other disadvantages also, but more labor and downtime. More labor required and downtime are the major disadvantage of the plate and frame filter press. Why more labor? Because frequent assembly, frequent disassembly of plate and frame filter press is necessary. At the same time, when the plate and frame is to be assembled, and when after the filtration is over, whenever it is disassembled, then scraping of the cake, then washing the filter cloth, washing the plates and frames, and again arranging it in a proper order, leak proof order, requires some time. So after the filtration is over, in order to remove the cake deposited, wash the filter cloth and prepare it for a next operation, the washing it is a non-operational time, and therefore I can say that the downtime is more. And for manual assembly and disassembly, washing, removal of the cake and washing of the filter cloth, etc., etc., you require a more labor. And if you don't arrange it in a proper manner, then it is possible that the liquid can drip from this particular assembly, and therefore housekeeping can be a problem. So that's all about plate and frame filter press and its typical constructional feature, advantages and disadvantages. I hope you might have understood it in a what is basically what is a classical plate and frame filter press. The plates and frame can be manufactured by using a number of constructional materials, maybe cast iron, wooden, polypropylene, polytetrafluoroethylene, etc., etc. And even depending upon the capacity of filtration required, you can manufacture the plate and frame of a different sizes. So depending upon your capacity requirement and the properties of the slurry, the suitable constructional material of plate and frame can be selected, and suitable sizes can also be selected. So that's all for the plate and frame filter. Its constructional, typical operation, typical advantages and disadvantages, and why it is called as plate and frame filter press.